Still, good morning, Anambra, and we are delighted to welcome you at this point where we'll be talking about the elections and the electorate. You know, it's towards the 2019 elections. All antennas, you know, our ears, our eyes are all tilted towards the 2019 general elections. You know, a lot of preparations have been made towards the conduct of the 2019 general election, from the electorates registering to get their PVCs, you know, to political parties picking their flag bearers for the governorship, presidential, and national assembly, and so much more have been done. Now, we have guests in the studio to help us look at this issue. Professor Ifeanyi Ezako is a lecturer for University here in Oka, and of course, you've witnessed a lot of elections in this country. Glad to have you in the studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Good morning, Anambra people.
Now, we also have Engineer Tony Anuyebwe, member Civil Society Organization. Thank you so much, Tony, for coming on the show.
Thank you. Viewers, you're all welcome. Good morning, Anambra.
All right. You've heard what we said, a lot of preparation having gone down towards the 2019 general elections. Engineer Anuyebwe, let me come to you. You know, what's your assessment of the, you know, level of preparedness so far witnessed towards this 2019 general elections? Anuyebwe, please.
All right, thank you very much. My own view, I will tell you that Nigerians are really getting prepared, more so as the political politicians are in the field already. They've concluded their primaries, submitted the names of the candidates, and with all that went with it, the euphoria is very high, the expectation is very high. The electorate, I will also say, to some extent, are also ready. But INEC has repeatedly said it's ready for the election. What we need to really x-ray for that is how much ready are both the electorate, the politicians, and the umpire, which is the INEC. Going from what we have seen so far, what we have witnessed in the field, in the society, there is so much to be said. There is so much to be discussed on this issue of 2019 general election, because it's a very, very important election in the life of this country. And I would like to say that to me, from my own personal analysis and assessment, we are still not yet ready. I would rather prefer to say that let's ask all players in the field to use this little period that still remains, the period of this election campaign, to get really ready, because I still think there is so much to be done.
All right, we'll still get back to you. Prof, your assessment of the level of preparedness towards the election 2019.
Well, I know ABS is prepared. That's why ABS is holding some of these talks. But I want to categorize many of elites, especially in the Southeast, are not even interested in going to vote. I have not even seen many of them, through my years of experience, these elites going to cast their votes. But they will stand at the end of elections. They will stand to criticize either the governor, the president, the legislators, and so on. They will go out to condemn, but they didn't even vote. They didn't even encourage people to go and vote. They don't even have their voter's card. Those elites.
So what's responsible?
They are not even interested in what is happening in the society.
So what's responsible for this attitude? Because we know if we continue with such attitude, then 2019 is going to be a disaster.
The thing responsible may be because they feel it doesn't matter. Whether it is Mr. A or Mr. B is the president, it doesn't matter, provided I go out and have my meal. That is one of the key issues. And then the failure of those people elected not to act according to their party symbols. Because a lot of people don't have the meaning of party symbol. They have cock, they have broom, they have umbrella, they have this and that. What does each signify in the life of people? Okay. Umbrella is to cover.
Okay.
Cock is to keep you awake.
Okay.
Broom has multi-dimensional meanings.
I'm used to beat somebody.
Can used to be to sweep away all the things you have.
All right, we have a caller here. Let's hear from him. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
All right, go ahead.
All right, okay. There was something you actually said about not being ready.
Yeah.
Who exactly is not ready? The electorate or the political gurus who are actually going to be vying for positions? Who exactly is not ready?
I want to start from the top.
Okay.
INEC, to me, hasn't really done all it's supposed to do.
Okay.
A few months back, and even up to now, in my own platform, the civil society, we've been calling people to go and get their voters' card so that to be able to vote. Thousands, millions have moved to the collection point, and they were not able to collect. A lot of things has happened. I even heard from a friend of mine based in Enugu that he was even asked to pay some money to collect their card. They will decide there, will give you one excuse or the other. There is no generator here. We have generator. There is no fuel. We need to buy fuel. And things like this. And a lot of cards up to today have not been collected. And people were there. It's not that people have not gone to collect. People were there. They queue up from morning till evening. The day will end and they will not collect theirs. So, one, INEC doesn't seem to be entered. When I say ready, I mean give it 80% readiness. I will not say 100%, but to some extent, have very high percentage. INEC has not even reached 60%. That's one. Then the electorate, let me go down to the electorate. How many of our people who are the voters, how much prepared? Are we prepared just to collect money? Because let me tell you, this is a period of money making for the electorates too.
Okay.
They will be there waiting to be given 3,000 naira to vote. What happens today is that somebody will come with bags of money to the polling booth and will be distributing 3,000, 4,000. If you vote, show me where you vote. Somebody will be there to authenticate. You voted for party A, and then you go and collect money. Is that how we're going to build this nation? You will be saying it. Then the question is, what is the umpire doing? The INEC staff that are there where these things are happening. The policemen that are supposed to arrest these people that are doing this, what are they doing? What will they do?
All right, and here we'll still get to that.
This question is still big. Okay. We're not going to the politicians themselves.
Okay.
We have a whole lot to talk about.
All right. Part of what you've just told us is that the electorate are not prepared. You know, do you quite agree with
He also said the INEC. I think that's exactly what.
INEC is not prepared. You know, and now there's this report that a lot of Nigerians, about 84 million, are registered voters. You know, but from what you are saying now, that some people, they will go to collect their PVCs but will not be able to collect. You know, what does this say about election processes in this country
towards 2019?
You know, Prof?
Many people will not even vote. That is those people who are eligible to vote. They will not be there. The 84 million doesn't show good standard for Nigerian population.
Of nearly 200 million.
It doesn't show. And then the vote 2019, you see a lot of people going for to cast their votes. But the INEC people will be telling you the card reader is faulty, your name is... Somebody can have his name here, but it's told that it's going to Amobia to cast vote, and that day, nobody is allowed to walk about. So you see the failure. The INEC has not done very much what one is expecting for them to do, which means INEC has not done. My friend has mentioned people will go to get their cards. They are told to go back. Some are asked to get some money. Some are told the fuel is not there to generate. Is it our duty? The federal government has made a budget. INEC has made a budget. And the money is released for them. Can they make use of that money? Is it after the election? They say they are sending back 20 billion naira to the federal government on spent money, which means they are telling lies. They should spend that money and let the election be done well. Then people will be happy. Not to praise, they brought back such amount of money. So INEC, which is the umpire, the only referee that can blow, everybody must obey. That referee must obey the rules of blowing the whistle.
All right, beautiful. Let me come to you now. We're still dwelling on INEC, and we're talking about elections and the electorate. Now, the issue of having lots of PVCs at their office. And, of course, we've had the INEC officials come here once, twice to come talk about people should come and pick their PVCs. And they report you talking about people coming and they won't get their PVCs. Now, whose fault, whose duty, rather, is it to buy fuel to put? No, let's get that straight, because if I don't get my PVC, I cannot vote. That's when I actually went to collect my PVC, that was an issue. In fact, people were so much that they started collecting 500 naira. You want, and that was during the registration. Because collecting the PVC right now, the permanent one, is more of trouble.
Yes.
Then during the registration, they were like, you have to pay 500 to register because the crowd was much. Now, whose duty is it to buy these things, and why are they tasking the electorate to collect their PVC?
You really asked a very pertinent question, even though the answer is obvious. Because collection of PVC or even issue, or in fact, ownership or getting an PVC is not the citizen that should pay for it. It is just a means of registration so that you vote. And it's the government that must be able to give you this document so that you vote. Now, the question is very simple. The answer there is that it is the government, that is to say INEC, that should provide all this enabling environment for people to collect their PVC without any impediment. So if somebody can stand out and say people should come and collect their PVC, and then they go to collect their PVC and they start asking asking them to pay money, it is extortion. You understand? And if you start with this type of attitude at the time when election has not even started, now tell me what will happen at the venue of the election or the date of the election. Okay. So the point remains is that INEC must be, if anybody prepare and gets to the polling at the collection point, whether ward or local government INEC office, the INEC must make sure he leave that place with his or her voter's card. You don't expect the person to come back the next day, and if you come back the next day, you tell another story, and you come back, and then you come on air and say, "But I'm not coming to collect their PVC." The point is that INEC must assure Nigerians that they are ready to let people have free and fair election. I mentioned a lot of failure in the part of INEC. If somebody comes to the polling booth, you give certain rules, certain guidelines that people should not come with money at the polling booth. Okay. Do this, and your team, your group, it has been on the social media. You see people distributing money, and nobody arrests them. The police will be there, or don't they even have security officers again to take care of the polling booths? INEC staff will be there, and the 5,000 naira will be shared, and nobody is arrested.
Okay, let
me tell you, if INEC want this election to go free and fair and convince the world and Nigerians that this election was done without any hitch, they must it up. We still have about a month plus or 2 months plus. Now is the time to convince Nigerians that they are ready to give us free and fair election.
All right, do you think the blame should be only on the INEC? When some of the electorates find it difficult to go and collect their PVCs. What's your take on the electorate? What do you have to tell the electorate concerning, disenfranchisement?
I told you we have been on this campaign, and I'm sure you people in media have also joined or have been on the front line asking people to go and collect their PVCs. Let me say, this has a bandwagon effect. If I go to collect my voter's card today and I didn't succeed, there is no way my neighbor would go and collect tomorrow because he will not succeed also. Okay. So invariably, when I tell you I did not collect, he said, "What happened? I could not." The person will say, "Let me go to my business now."
So
you must first of all let people, anybody. That's why I said anybody that ventured into the polling collection center to collect his voter's card must go home with it that day, so that they will now know that the problem now lies on getting orders. You said about 84 million.
Yeah.
Now we have nearly 200 and something, or let me say just 200 or 180 million. Yes. Now, if only 8 something million are just collected, what it means is that only 3% have collected. It's not even up to 50%. Now, out of not even collected but registered, out of those the number they are giving you are those who have their names on their list, who invariably they say they have produced their ID, their voters card, not those that have collected it. In actual, I'm trying to tell you that about 20 million or 30 million Nigerians have not collected their voters card, which means about 50 million Nigerians may say to be ready to vote. If by the time we get that, and remember at the time of that election, some people who even collected this voters card, not even to use it on the day. Like my brother said here, our elites have not even been voting. I've not gone to the polling booth, and the only people that you see there are those who are contesting the election. Okay. They will come there with a camera and photograph, picture themselves and put on the social media. Mr. A has voted because he's contesting the election. Those big heavyweights you see, they don't vote.
All right. Well, just to let you know that this is quite interactive. The numbers are on your screen. We want to see your call, of course, so you can join in the discussion this morning, talking about the 2019 elections and the electorate.
All right, we can pick your calls now, because I know some people have been calling, but we wanted to establish some facts before we start picking the calls. This
is a big one. I mean, all he has stated is a big challenge as regards to 2019 elections, Prof. Where do we go from here?
What we go from here, where we shall go to is let INEC be sincere. Kogarebo ufu nwoke isi adịchara mma. Isubo yibo sokata asu edede. The INEC has been nasu adede, which means they will tell you the cards are ready. Go there, you can't see the cards. Then you'll be forced to pay some money for card to come out.
Prof, let me. I stand to be corrected here. I was at the election INEC office last week to collect my own PVCs. Yes. A lot of cards are lying on their tables. I saw it with my eyes. Yes. The issue is that was why I asked that question earlier. On the part of the electorate, just like what you said, that somebody will come back and say, I couldn't collect. I went but couldn't collect, and that may demoralize the other person. Now, what do we tell others? Because the cards are lying there. I saw the cards.
There's something I want to say there. There's something
you said the challenges.
There's something I want to say there.
All right.
Now, those cards lying there might not have been placed at the appropriate point of collection. Njikoka may have here, Anocha here, but you see them mixed up. It becomes difficult for them to select somebody from Njikoka, this and that. So
let's see who is here. Okay.
So it is the duty of INEC to separate, so that any person coming from Oka and even that of Oka, Amikwo, Ameni, and so on, so that when a person comes and then makes a noise, a demand of his own, from where he will say Amikwo, then they go to Amikwo, and the card is brought out at once.
Then again, sorry, on this issue of that, and I will call it difficulty in collecting this card, or if, like you said, INEC should arrange these cards in alphabetical order, and we'll be able to get this card out by themselves, so that they will arrange it for after. If my name is Anambra Anthony, there is no need packing the entire card and bunching there and then asking me to go and deselect. You should be able to go in the order where you've kept it, look for and then get my own card and give to me. Yes. Again, when you went there, you want to tell me that all the people that were there when you went there collected their cards?
Let's say this. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
I found a connect from Enugu.
All right, they connect from Enugu. Go ahead.
When the Kumaka election in Nigeria, they are compared to election. I just know the fever when at this country. What the election in Nigeria? And INEC is not working. I don't want to look at this Nigeria. I'm not going to want to crisis in this nation.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, Anebo, we've really dwelt so much on the electorate. Earlier in this discussion, you said something about the elites, that's the political elites. That's, I think, those running for one seat or the other, that they are not prepared. So we want to know at this point, what do we see and we know that they are ready? And again, the campaigns have been flagged off yesterday, and the two main parties, the APC and the PDP presidential aspirant, one came out to say that he's running an issue-based campaign, promising 3 million jobs every year. Then the other one came out to say that his campaign is next level of providing 10,000, remodeling 10,000 schools every year. Now, what do we see and we say they are ready? And what kind of, from what they've said, the nature of campaign that we are going to see from them?
Actually, fundamentally, basically, the politics we do in this country doesn't have face.
Okay, let's see who is here before we move on. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
You're connected. Just tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Yeah, this is from
Ejike, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I think there is a deliberate attempt to decentralize most effort from Britain. And this thing is the mechanism that I don't know what it is. I'm not going to take the mind. Mechanism is I don't know what no, I demand to be on the Israel and Macan. If it's not the Macan, it's a good level to stand up. How the Macan, several times you are not only answer. You don't want to see, take with a mission. They are going to make a Macan, and not only alcohol. I'm not a more, I don't know. So, I'm going to do every man will attempt to guide you there to do. I'm not a man and your plan. Then you can do there to do. This is the idea of that. And you get away, you do here. Monday, you do the Patia. And from all the indication, I like the Patia. The real person of Patia and I like the even though another instance, I like the Papa the guy. You let that look at Patia. You don't know that you are in the amount of this Patia. No, you need to do the Patia. I'm not going to have that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right.
Thank you. I was talking about politics that has a face. Elections, or don't even say party politics, has to run on manifesto of the party. Just like my brother said, the logo. Even the logo also has something to do with the manifesto. Because this is what you are offering people as a kind of social contract. That when you get into office, this is what my party will do.
All right, let's see who is here. Hello. Hello. Good morning. What's your name? What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Christopher.
Chris, quickly, for one top time.
My name is Christopher.
All right, Chris, go ahead. Quickly.
I'm coming from Abagana.
Abagana, thank you. Go ahead.
Yes, and I love that program.
Thank you, thank you.
The issue of putting in Anambra State, in Nigeria, to precise, is taking another dimension. Because people elected and lost the truth in the INEC. Let me see. Before the election report has been announced. One time, I hear from openly confessing from one to former Secretary President of Nigeria. The president how the elections in Nigeria, both from the security, from the INEC, from the party. So how can we be elected? How can the confidence again that our vote is always down? Our vote don't any more count. And I can see our president wants to be.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, Chris.
Any of the other he can see But this is government election. They do not agree.
All right.
We feel that this election has been rigged. So we lost confidence. And what is driving? You people,
all right, Chris, thank you very much. Sorry for want of time. All right. Thank you very much. Please, we don't have much time.
Yes.
Please, summarily, please.
Summarily, I'm trying to look at what to talk about issue-based. The issue-based campaign should be based. Campaign should be based on the manifesto of the party. Okay. And what the party has offered to the people. Most of the time, we concentrate governance on an individual. Where somebody, that's where this is the only country, or one of the countries where somebody comes up having elected and assume the supreme leader.
All right.
And what he does is just what comes to his mind and not what the party has set
all right,
down.
Anambra, we can
to
go on and
people.
on. Please, your last word before we go.
Well, a lot of people may not like to come and vote because Hanasi need a good result. Now, I need a good result. No, the carpo, nije babu waste time. I must sit up, be sincere. Let them talk to themselves.
All right, thank you very much. Please, we can go on and on, but for want of time, this is the much time could allow us on talking elections and the electorate ahead of the 2019 elections. You've had it all. Let's all make it work. We have to be a part of what is happening for a greater tomorrow. Thank you very much, Professor Ifeanyi Ezako, for coming on the show. We appreciate your time, sir.
Thank you.
We also thank you so much, Engineer Anambra, for coming. Thanks for having you.
Thank you. Good morning, Anambra.
Good to have you around. Probably we'll still talk more on elections as we keep moving towards 2019. Well, there's much we have for you. Do stand by. Good morning, Anambra continues. Don't go anywhere.